Here are 10 things you didn't know about Cristiano Ronaldo. And first up is one of the 2 times where he almost got locked up in jail. It's quite strange to think that Ronaldo, a man who's said to be a billionaire, was almost sent to jail because of money. But it turns out Ronaldo made some very bad decisions back in his days at Madrid, which almost ended up costing him his freedom. You see, in 2017, while he was preparing for the Champions League final, news broke out that shocked the world. It was revealed that from 2011 to 2014, Ronaldo had been secretly funneling around $17 million to an offshore account so he wouldn't have to pay any taxes. The Spanish government was furious. And as we all know, taking tax money away from the government is like taking a lion cub from its mother. In Ronaldo's case, he ended up having to make a choice, either be locked up in a Spanish prison for just over 5 years, or pay a fine of $28 million. Ronaldo knew he had dropped the ball on this one, but he wasn't ready to spend the next 5 years in fear of dropping the soap. $28 million is a lot of money, but it's nothing compared to the billions he made Coca-Cola lose back in 2020. Remember the Euro 2020 tournament? I'm sure my English subscribers do. But anyways, on the 15th of June 2021, Portugal were about to play against Hungary, and Ronaldo had just arrived for the pre-match press conference. There were 2 Coca-Cola bottles in front of him, and this wasn't some coincidence. The Coca-Cola company spends billions each year to sponsor these tournaments. But Ronaldo didn't care, and what he did next sent shockwaves all over the world, especially the stock market. He picked up the 2 bottles of Coke and pushed them aside. He then lifted a bottle of water and then said agua, loud enough for everyone to hear. A very subtle way to promote water as being a healthier choice than Coke. Not a big deal, right? Well, it ended up causing Coca-Cola's share price to drop by $1, losing them a whopping $4 billion in market value. This story was quite well known, but I'm sure you've never heard the story of Ronaldo and the sheep in his garden. 2021 was a great year for Ronaldo. He had moved back to Manchester United and was named the first ever billionaire in football. Moving back to United was a dream come true for Cristiano, but the house he chose to buy in England became a nightmare very quickly. He had spent just over $8 million on his new house, so he had all the luxury he was used to as well as a lot of privacy. But humans were the last thing he was going to have to worry about. If you didn't know, Ronaldo actually has a very strict sleeping schedule. He needs a full 8 hours of rest during the night and 5 naps a day to keep him in top shape. So anything that messed with his sleep would be excluded from his life. So it came as an unwelcome surprise when he realized his new home was surrounded by sheep. He and his family tried everything, but the sheep just wouldn't let the goat sleep in peace. And after only a few weeks, Ronaldo got so fed up, he left the home and decided to buy another multi-million-dollar mansion. I've got 2 quick questions for you, by the way. And firstly, why the hell haven't you subscribed yet? I literally bring you the best football content on YouTube, so what are you waiting for? And my second question is, do you know why Ronaldo doesn't have any tattoos at all? If there's one thing that footballers love more than money, it's tattoos. Almost every player at the highest level has one, but not Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. He has none. For the longest time, people tried to figure out what the reason was. So finally, during an interview, Ronaldo decided to reveal to the world why. And it shows what a great guy Cristiano really is. I don't have tattoos so that I can donate blood more often. At the time, getting tattoos meant you had to wait about 4 months to be able to donate blood again. Can you imagine that some people got blood donations from Cristiano Ronaldo? You'd literally have the goat's blood running through your veins. There aren't many people who can make that statement, but one of them is of course his son, Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. But do you know who the hell his mother actually is? The story might shock you. To understand the full story, we'll need to go back in time to the 3rd of July 2010. Ronaldo posts a message on his Facebook account that left a lot of people wondering. It is with great joy and emotion that I inform I have recently become father to a baby boy. As agreed with the baby's mother, who prefers to have her identity kept confidential, my son will be under my exclusive guardianship. No further information will be provided on this subject, and I request everyone to fully respect my right to privacy, and that of the child, at least on issues as personal as these are. Obviously, the entire world was intrigued by the matter, especially because he was with the Russian supermodel Irina Shayk at the time. Why the hell would he want to keep the baby's mother anonymous? People started digging to find the truth behind all of this, and what they found was absolutely shocking. It was Ronaldo's last year with Manchester United. The team had gone on tour in the United States, and Ronaldo was in a restaurant with some teammates. But when the waitress brought the food, Cristiano realised he had a change in appetite and wasn't interested in the food anymore. All he wanted was the waitress. So he left his number with her, and later on they met up and had a very good night. I could go into more detail, but you already know how babies are made, don't you? Well, Ronaldo probably left for training that morning thinking he would never see her again. But a few months later, he got a call that changed his life forever. She was pregnant. He had to do something fast before the news would leak to the world. So he decided to pay her the huge sum of $11 million to keep her identity secret and also get full custody of the child. In respect of Ronaldo's privacy choices, I won't be getting into any more details about the matter. We've all seen Cristiano Jr. grow over time, and he has shown great potential as a footballer. While Ronaldo had to pay to get custody of his first child, there is nothing he could have done to stop what happened to his most recent child. It's no secret that Ronaldo's comeback to United didn't have the fairy tale ending we thought it would. The team was failing to perform. The fans were turning on the players, and Ronaldo took most of the blame as he's the biggest star on the pitch. But through it all, nothing could have been worse than what happened to him and his family. Ronaldo and Georgina were expecting twins. Everyone was waiting to welcome the two kids, but when the time came for Georgina to give birth, something happened that ended up breaking everyone's heart. Unfortunately, one of the babies didn't make it. Ronaldo was absolutely devastated. I never felt to be happy and sad in the same moment. I can't even come to imagine what he and his family must have gone through. What a horror story. Back in 2009, Ronaldo went through another devastating event, but this time he had to go through it on his own, and he almost got sent to jail. Again. You see, Cristiano was in Vegas having a lot of fun, and one Friday evening he ended up meeting a young lady called Catherine Mayorga. When the night started to come to an end, Catherine ended up going back to Ronaldo's penthouse with him to spend some more time together. But little did Ronaldo know that this sneaky link was going to haunt him for years to come and almost land him in jail. You see, a few years later, Catherine Mayorga came out and claimed Cristiano Ronaldo had raped her that night. Ronaldo was incredibly hurt by this statement. It makes you feel so bad. The news, they speak about Cristiano Ronaldo, this and that. You listen to your kids coming down the stairs and you change the channel because I was embarrassed. I feel embarrassed. Catherine was seeking $375,000 as a settlement. The case was later dismissed and the charges dropped, but this was a really hard time for Ronaldo and his brand. It was hard for people to believe that Ronaldo could commit such a heinous crime. But let's look at something positive, as this video is starting to take a bit of a dark turn. Do you know how many times Ronaldo won the Champions League? If your answer was 5, you'd be right. He's actually the first man to ever do so. And with all these wins come a lot of money from the bonuses. Back in 2016, after winning the trophy for the 3rd time and being crowned top scorer, he did something that showed once again what a legend he really is. Even if you don't like him, even if you're a Messi fan, you'll have to admit this was absolutely amazing. He donated his entire winning bonus of $600,000 to charity. And yes, I can hear you saying already, that's nothing for Ronaldo. He has watches that cost more than that. But think about how many people will be able to benefit from the money. Why make it negative? He still gave over $500,000 to charity, which can never be seen as bad in my book. Especially to the kids, because at one point in Ronaldo's life, he needed that kind of help, and not getting it would have cost him his life. Ronaldo was only a teenager, and his mother had always been very close and always kept an eagle eye on him. And thank God that she did, because one day she noticed that he wasn't breathing properly and his heart was beating much faster than usual. Ronaldo said he was fine and it would pass over time, but she wasn't having any of it and rushed him to the hospital. That's when the doctors revealed to her that her son was going to die if he didn't get surgery right away. The chances of success were far from guaranteed, but the doctors were dedicated to doing their best in this situation. And their efforts paid off. Cristiano ended up recovering perfectly from the surgery and was able to continue his footballing career. In my opinion, this might be when Cristiano understood that health should be his #1 priority. And ever since then, he's been an absolute beast. Another factor that plays a major role in Ronaldo's health is a decision he made very early on in his career. He never drinks alcohol. Well, to be fair, he did say he drank a little champagne that one time when he won the Champions League, but we'll let that one slide. But you see, the real reason Ronaldo doesn't touch alcohol is much deeper than his health. It's actually because of his father, Jose Diniz Aveiro. He was a war veteran who fought in the Angolan Civil War. He was scarred emotionally from everything he had seen in Angola, and to help him deal with it, he turned to alcohol and ended up becoming an alcoholic. According to Cristiano, it was hard to talk to his father because he was rarely sober. I really don't know my father 100%. He was a drunk person. I never spoke with him like a normal conversation. It was hard. Jose later died at the age of 52 from liver failure, likely because of his alcohol abuse. This was an incredibly hard moment for Cristiano, as he knew his father wouldn't be there alongside him when he'd eventually become one of, if not the greatest, footballer of all time. To be the #1 and he don't see nothing, and he don't see to receive awards to see what I became, I think it definitely makes sense that he had decided to exclude alcohol from his life completely. So there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know if I forgot anything, and be sure to leave a like in the comments, and if you'd like to see more of Ronaldo, watch this video on screen now.